Imagine waking up to find your house flooded. You stand barefoot in the water, powerless to stop the damage. Your instinct might be to panic, to shout, to blame. But a Stoic would ask a different question. What part of this moment is actually within your control? This is the heart of Stoicism, not about suppressing emotion or detaching from the world, but about distinguishing what is up to us and what isn't. 2,000 years ago, in the bustling streets of Rome and the quiet porches of Athens, a group of thinkers began forming a radical idea. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, famously said, "We cannot control what happens to us. We can only control how we respond." It sounds simple, but living it, that's the hard part. Let's bring this into a modern lens. You check your phone, a text you didn't expect. "We need to talk." Your heart skips. Anxiety builds. You play out 100 scenarios in your head. But pause. What do you really control here? Not the other person's thoughts, not the outcome, only your presence, your readiness to listen, your willingness to stay calm. That's it. The Stoics knew that freedom doesn't come from changing the world. It comes from changing our relationship to it. Think about Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, one of the most powerful men in history. His journal, never meant to be published, is filled with reminders to himself, like, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He ruled an empire, but he still had to remind himself daily, control your judgment, control your choices. Everything else, let it be. There's a quiet paradox here. The more we try to control what we can't, other people, outcomes, external chaos, the more anxious and powerless we feel. But the moment we focus inward, on our mindset, our discipline, our actions, we regain control, even in powerlessness. Take this example. You're stuck in traffic, running late to an important meeting. You honk, you fume, but nothing changes. The road is indifferent. What do you truly control? Your breathing, your attitude. Whether you let frustration spill into the rest of your day or let it pass like weather. Stoicism teaches us that our emotions don't arise from events themselves, but from our interpretations. If someone insults you, it's not the insult that hurts. It's your belief that their words define you. Epictetus put it sharply. It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things. That doesn't mean we become passive. It means we become selective. We conserve energy for what actually moves the needle. Think of it like this. Your life is a garden. You can't control the weather, but you can choose what to plant, how to water, what to prune. You don't rage at the rain or curse the sun, you adapt. That's Stoicism in action. But what about suffering? Illness, loss, failure. These things hurt, and Stoicism doesn't deny the pain. It simply asks, what will you do with it? Seneca, another Stoic writer, lost a child. He grieved. But he also wrote that adversity reveals a person's character. That hardship is not the enemy, it is the test. Imagine a modern parallel. You get laid off unexpectedly. Financial stress kicks in. The fear of irrelevance creeps up. A Stoic would acknowledge the pain, but also turn to the question, what does this make possible? A new direction? A lesson in resilience? A moment to practice courage? Because for the Stoics, adversity wasn't a detour. It was the path. This isn't about toxic positivity or pretending everything is okay. It's about embracing what is, while holding tightly to the one thing no one can take from you, your response. Let's take a moment to reframe control. Most of us are taught to pursue it externally. Status, money, likes, reputation. But these things are fleeting, fragile, at the mercy of others. True control, the Stoics tell us, is internal. It lives in the gap between stimulus and response. And it is there, always, waiting for us to claim it. But here's the twist. When you truly internalize this idea, when you stop trying to control others, something strange happens. You become more powerful. Because people trust those who are anchored, calm, unmoved by drama. Your influence grows not through force, but through example. This is why Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a daily practice. Every day, you will be tested. Your coffee will spill. Someone will cancel plans. An email will trigger you. And each time, you will have a choice: act from emotion or act from wisdom. The Stoics had a word for this practice, prohairesis. It means the faculty of choice. And they believe that within this small, sacred space between what happens and how we respond lies the true freedom of a human being. So what does that look like today? It looks like choosing patience over rage when your flight gets delayed, choosing silence over the urge to clap back online, choosing presence when your mind wants to spiral. It's not always glamorous. Sometimes it feels like surrender, but it's actually sovereignty. Because control, real control, isn't about domination, it's about discipline. You can't control whether your partner loves you forever, but you can love them fully while they're here. You can't control how long you live, but you can control how deeply you live now. That's what the Stoics taught us. That in a world of chaos, there is a still point inside each of us, a lever we can pull, a choice we can make. And if we learn to focus only on what is ours, the rest stops owning us. So the next time life unravels, ask yourself, what can I control right now? Chances are it's not the world, but it is your next thought, your next breath, your next move. And sometimes that's all you need. Thank you for watching.